Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Teatime and Spells. My name is Melissa and in today's video we're going to be doing a month in review of all of the diamond paintings that I've completed in the month of May. I'm also going to be going over my journal pages that I did for the month of May, kind of go over like some of my reading that I've been doing and any other crafts that I kind of picked up during the month. Kind of talk a little bit about my channel and then also what my works in progress are currently and my plans for June. So if any of that sounds interesting, then grab yourself a snack, maybe a cup of tea. I've got some chilled strawberry orange tea today, and let's get started. All right, so I thought we would go ahead and start with this little guy because he fits in my frame really well. And this is Dragon and Books by Marigona Sully. And this one is a 17 by 17 inch canvas. So that would be from one corner to the other corner, but I had measured the actual like drill field itself, and this was more of like a 14.5 by 14.5, so not quite a 17 by 17, but this was a lot of fun. This one I started Memorial Day weekend here in the US, so that was May 23rd, 2025, and then I finished it that Monday evening, May 26th, 2025, so really quick. This is a very small diamond painting, and it was a lot of fun. I had a blast starting it, and there was even a point where I had started doing like this section over here, and I did it all in the wrong color, had to yank them all off, scrape them, and replace them. And even after that, I still wanted to keep going. This painting had so many fun colors in it. So there were 22 colors, but of the 22, it had 6 special drills. So it had one AB, and then it had one of the frosted drills, and that's what the moon and the stars were. It was that really pretty like tangerine kind of color, and that gave a really cool effect up here. And then the dragon is almost completely made of fairy dust drills. There's a little bit in like the tail here and a little bit of like the scales up top here that are the AB, but the majority of the body and like even like little blush was all fairy dust. And then it had a couple of like normal browns up here, but he was just a cutie. And then each of the books had a ton of special drills in them too. It also made doing each section really nice because I could easily stop after doing one book and take a quick break, come back, do another book. It was portioned and sectioned out so nicely that it made going through this really, really easily. So that was a lot of fun. So this one, 5 out of 5 star, highly, highly recommend. And it wasn't very expensive either. I think this was like maybe $34.99 off of Diamond Art Club. And with Diamond Art Club's latest sale, hopefully you guys snagged some stuff there. But they had, I think, like a 25% off anniversary sale coupon that was going on. And that was probably a really great time to stock up. Unfortunately, I had just stocked up like a couple days prior, and I was on kind of a no-buy ban. And so I didn't fall prey to it. But there was a lot of wish lists that I added quite a few to my wish list. A couple things I did want to note about the drills and the drill fields. So these were square drills and they were perfect. I had hardly any trash. They were all really shaped nicely. I didn't come across very many tabbed ones or any catered ones, you know, kind of where they have holes. They look like little pinholes. I didn't come across very much of that at all. So that was really nice. And the drill field was really nice, very tight. I was able to multi-place pretty much most of this. I'm primarily a multi-placer, and a lot of this was color blocking, as you could see. And I was able to multi-place all of it and have it look pretty decent. I mean, I could see like a couple spots here and kind of like a little bit here where you could see some gapping just because I use a multi-placer. Like this one's a little bit noticeable there, but for the most part, it turned out really well, even with me using a multi-placer. And I think, there we go. And that was like a small little pop drill, but I've rolled this up already after it's been finished, and I haven't really had any issues with the drills popping out or anything. In fact, just kind of rubbing my hand over it, it stayed up really well. Somebody in my review video had actually commented and said that they thought this would look really cute in like an oval or a circle frame, and I think that would look really nice, especially if it was like maybe an antique kind of look, maybe something more rustic or vintage to kind of match the whole theme. Oh, I think that would look great. So now I've got to go thrift store hunting, maybe go to the Goodwill and a couple thrift shops and see if I can't find something that maybe matches that aesthetic. So yeah, again, this is Dragon and Books by Marigona Sully. I would highly recommend picking it up if you like cute little dragons or books or even the theme. One thing I do want to kind of let you guys be aware of, I had looked up Marigona Sully to see what other work she had, and actually she was the one who did that really cute witchy greenhouse with the cute ducks. Everybody was raving over the ducks. There was a duck theme that weekend, and that one was really cute. And I kind of went and looked up on her website. So she actually has a website where she sells stickers and washi tape, and it's got these images on there. She also has an Etsy shop as well, and you can get cute stickers of like the dragon, the witches. I think she had a limited edition diamond painting, like a cozy Christmas witch or something like that. It was in a mystery box, and those images, that diamond painting image, those were on stickers. And she has a whole bunch of really cool themes, like a purple theme, and she's got like a zodiac theme, autumn. She's got a lot of really cute stuff in sticker form. So if you are somebody who likes to journal, or you like to collect stickers or decorate or anything like that, definitely check out her Etsy shop and her website. I'll link those in the description below. And yeah, you could probably wish list her entire set. I mean, I did. A lot of it was sold out, unfortunately, but I definitely have my eye on a couple sticker sheets that I'd like to get for a couple of themes coming up. So just wanted to point that out if you also liked stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and change the camera angle, and we're going to look at my first completion in May, which is Dragon Artist, and that's currently being hung up, so stay tuned. All right, so here we are with my big one. So this is Dragon Artist by Nene Thomas, and this one was by far the largest one I had completed. And this one was a 29.5 by 27.6 inch canvas, so a pretty decent size canvas. This was by far the largest one that I had ever completed. Keep in mind, I've only been diamond painting since January 2025, but this one was big. Like, I had to roll it up several times and kind of work at it different angles, and this one I had a love-hate relationship with. I love the image. I'm actually a big fan of Nene Thomas, but I had never seen her work as diamond painting. I was most familiar with her work as puzzles, and I actually had quite a few of her puzzles in what I called her masquerade set, where she would have a lot of like maidens or fairy type characters where they would have like masquerade masks on, and those were the ones that I was most familiar with, and I enjoyed doing her puzzles. So just a heads up for those who may or may not know, if you enjoy Nene Thomas, check out her work as puzzles as well. She's got some gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. And I like seeing it from afar here because, I apologize, it's really reflecting off the light, but look at the detail of like the flowers and her candles, her artistry set there. There we go, that's a lot better. It looks almost like she's got a framed kitten or like a dragon, like right there in the middle. But it looks a lot clearer the further out you get. And as you can see, it's very shimmery. And a lot of these drills, so these were square drills. And a lot of the drills were kind of trashy, unfortunately. There was a lot of like tabs, a lot of like speckled holes in them. They constantly popped off. So like I was saying with the first one, I do a lot of multi-placing, and these drills just wanted to constantly pop off, which was very frustrating. Caused a lot of grumbling from me. And I thought it was, and you know what, it's probably skill, because again, this is what, my third Diamond Art Club painting, so I'm still in the beginning stages. But man, oh man, was that frustrating. He was cool though. I did him very early on, and you can see kind of like the purple there. That was really cool. His scales up here, those were all ABs, and he kind of had some like right here near his claw, and then there was some ABs kind of in the flowers here. Like this yellow was really, really pretty. That was very pretty. There's some kind of random like red right here, which I didn't see that color hardly anywhere else. So that was kind of another thing. It was a bit random with some of the special drills. Like this one didn't really have as many special drills. It had 3. Oh, I'm sorry, it had 3 fairy dust drills, but it had 3 ABs. And the fairy dust drills, let's see if I could spy them. Like, they blended in quite a bit. They weren't quite as noticeable. Sorry, I'm trying to keep this as level as possible. So there's some here, like in the flower here, you can see this combination there. But unlike my other dragon, like he had just a couple of the ABs, but not that much for fairy dust, which if I were to choose to do this one again, I think I would enhance it. Like really make this epic dragon pop just a little bit more. But I love the detail, like the cage, the windows. That was a lot of line blocking. That was fun. I love color blocking. But there was also a nice mixture of confetti right here. Like there's a lot going on there. And this is where square drills definitely shine. You can pick up on a lot of that detail. And it looks so good, especially when you're looking at it from afar without the glare from my window. There we go. But yeah, a love-hate relationship, mainly because the drills were giving me issues and the drill filled, like they kept popping, and I would purposely try to not get them as tight, because if I got them tight as possible, then I would have a lot of gapping. So then I would try to scoot them so that there was a little bit of gapping in between so that they wouldn't pop. And yeah, that was a bit frustrating. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm framing it. And I just grabbed a Walmart poster frame. I think it was like 10 bucks. And I just slid it in there until I can find a more permanent method to frame it. Maybe something a little nicer. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, this one was my first one. I started this April 12th. And I completed it May 21st. So 5 weeks. Not too bad given the size. All right. I'm going to go ahead and bring you back to the table and we'll go over my next things. All right. So Dragon in Books and Dragon Artist were the two whips or the two diamond paintings that I had completed in May. The other thing I want to share with you for kind of my works in progress and completions is my journal. So in May, I also started a journal. This is a journal to track my reading as well as to track my diamond art painting. This was my first foray into junk journaling, and I found it to be more time consuming than I expected, but also very fun, and it utilized kind of a different part of my brain that I wasn't expecting, more creative. It was tapping into that creative part of my brain that I very rarely use. So I'd like to just kind of share with you some of the pages that I've done and also go over some of my reading completions, the books that I have completed, and all the way up into May. So this is just my basic cover to my journal. I am definitely not anybody who has anything aesthetic or fancy like you see on YouTube. I definitely take a lot of inspiration from them, but it's a work in progress. My first ever junk journal, but a lot of fun. I got to fiddle around with like pressing wildflowers from around my neighborhood and kind of getting to use some stickers that I got. Also using stencils and markers for the first time as well. So like I have my table of contents, which unfortunately is a little hard to read, but it's basically just two groups, my reading and my diamond art. And then this, I actually just finished these a couple days ago. So this is the reading log, and this was an image that I got for free from another YouTuber, which I'll link her channel in the description below. And I kind of added to her image by adding some magical themes to it, like the cat, the cauldron, you know, the magical elements around the books, the moon, you know, just adding some like potions and everything, a cup of tea to kind of fit more of my vibe. And then I started coloring it as I started completing my reading. And then I also made a bingo card for myself for 2025, where I would just kind of put some goals, maybe some random stuff, things I wouldn't normally read, like a book with aliens. I don't usually do sci-fi. I'm more of a cozy romance reader, some fantasy romance. That's kind of been my my vibe recently. So it was kind of fun to kind of go outside the box. So that was my bingo card. And as you can see, I've been able to cross up a couple. I was able to finish a series, which is the Mead Mishaps series, which I'll be talking about in just a moment, and read a silly romance, which those books qualified as very silly romance. And then a family recommended one. My sister had recommended the Fourth Wing series, so I was able to complete that and color that in. So, starting from the beginning of the year, my husband got me the Throne of Glass box set hardcover for Christmas, and I really liked the ACOTAR, the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas, and I'm like, okay, I heard a ton about Throne of Glass, I'll give it a shot. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a very tough read. I am having a heck of a time getting into it. And I have read 4 of her books in this series, so I'm halfway through the series at this point. Thankfully, I'm on book 5, Queen of Shadows, and that's where I heard it really picks up. So just a heads up, if you've heard about Throne of Glass, just know it's a very, very, very slow start. A lot of world building, and it's awesome world building, I will give you that. But I find the main character, Selena, to be quite arrogant, and honestly, she kind of irritates me. I kind of grit my teeth when I learn about her, up until she kind of grows up and matures a little bit, then it gets better. But Throne of Glass was my first read that I completed in January. I'm gonna try not to, I have spoilers in here, so if you don't want to be spoiled, don't read the text, but I kind of rated it 3.5 stars. I liked the elements of doing the trials and, you know, kind of being pitted against other prisoners for freedom. That was a cool concept. In February, I moved on to the next one in the series, which was Crown of Midnight. And this one was 3 stars for me because it felt very disjointed compared to the first one. Like, it was kind of, I didn't really know what the goal was, you know, and I even had to look up a summary when I did this because I didn't even remember very much about the book, which probably says a lot. But that was my second book for February. March was Heir of Fire. Now, the first part of the book was eh. The second part is when things really started getting good. I also like the fact that there was other parties. There were other characters, side stories that she was building up. And I'm assuming because they're all going to meet in this grand, epic way in the future books. And I am excited to see how that does go. And as you can see here, I gave it 4 stars. So it's starting to pick up. But after doing Heir of Fire, I needed a break. So in April, I had surgery and I was on medical leave for a couple weeks, and I did a lot of diamond painting during that time. And while I was diamond painting, I listened to the audiobook of The Fourth Wing. And this one's very military fantasy romance, and the dragons are really cool. I liked the world of Fourth Wing. The military academy vibe was something different that I normally don't read, so that was unique. It was okay. It wasn't like the greatest book I've ever read. It definitely wasn't the worst, and it did keep me entertained all the way up until the end. So I gave it, 4 stars. It also had considerably a lot more spiciness compared to the Throne of Glass series, which had pretty much nothing. It's more of fantasy building, the story building. So keep that in mind. And then finally we got to May. Now May is when I really kickstarted into reading again. And I was reading a combination of The Assassin's Blade, which I completed 2 days ago, so like June 1st. So it didn't count for May. But I completed The Assassin's Blade, which was like a novella. It's like a collection of like 4 or 5 short stories from the Throne of Glass series. I did that one, and that one was hardback. Then I was also listening to Iron Flame, which is the sequel to the Fourth Wing series, so it's the second in the book. And then I was reading online on Kindle Unlimited these 3 books called the Mead Mishaps series. Iron Flame. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Fourth Wing was a lot better than the sequel, and I've heard that it kind of doesn't get that much better. And this book was boring for like the first part of the book. I considered just putting it down and just shelving it. I could care less, but I'm a completionist and I really wanted to figure out how it ends. I've invested all this time. And towards the second half of the book, it got better, but it also felt kind of like anticlimactic, like it had built up to kind of like an moment. I don't know. I'm debating heavily right now if I want to even start Onyx Storm, especially since I've heard it ends on a massive cliffhanger, which would really irritate me. So I don't know. I'm one for completion's sake though, and it's the last in the series, so I probably will. I'll get back to you, but I rated this book like 2.5 stars, so it wasn't very top of my list. And in between reading this, like I had to put it down and go to something fun, and that's where the Mead Mishaps series came in. And as you can see, this was my 5-star read. This was recommended by another book talk / YouTuber, and this was amazing. So this was a series by Kimberly Lemming, and it starts with "That time I got drunk and saved a demon." If the name alone doesn't kind of point you in the direction of how it's written and kind of the tone, you're in for a fun treat. This entire series is tongue-in-cheek humor. Like, it is making fun of every romantasy trope out there, and it rolls with it. It knows it's making fun of it. It knows to not take serious, It has some cute world building and the characters are fun to read. Like this is your silly, fun, laid back, really quick series. I think they are like maybe 200 pages each. So I was able to read each of these in a day and it was fun. The side characters were hilarious. There is one particular side character who is a sword, who is a cursed sword, and they're freaking hilarious. They're like bloodthirsty but perverted, and they just like go on a hack and slash run, and it's just hilarious the way the author writes these characters. Just thinking about it, it just brings like a huge smile to my face because it was so fun to read. Like I had to stop myself from not laughing out loud because I was reading it at work. But it was a lot of fun. So That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon is the first in the series. The second is That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf. Title says it all. And then the third one is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Human. There's 3 in the series. They were fun, silly, short reads that I would highly recommend. Do keep in mind, they are heavy spice. So it's porn with a little bit of plot. But it's a fun plot and it's a silly plot and it was a lot of fun. So these were the 3 that I kind of read in between listening to Iron Flame and reading Assassin's Blade. So those are the journal entries that I did for reading. I have this, let's see, I got my little ribbon here. This is supposed to be dedicated to all reading. I don't even know if I'll be able to fill out all these pages in the next 6 months. We'll see. But this is the point where I plan on doing diamond art painting pages. And as you can see, I have not yet started. I need to. That's the next project I'm probably going to work on in the next week is getting some nice spreads going for diamond painting. Grab all my diamond painting stickers from Diamond Art Club, put them in here with like the details and the artists. That way I can kind of keep a track of like what artists I like, which ones I, maybe want to follow and keep my eyes out for like new art. Chrissa Bug is one that I really enjoy, along with Ivy Dolomore. And just seeing like other artists, if they have their own shops with other fun goodies. Like I think Ashley from Messy Craft Girls, I think she mentioned like she might have a calendar, like a Chrissa Bug calendar. That would be awesome to have, supporting the artists in other ways besides diamond painting, like fun stickers and tape and like prints or calendars, something like that. So, and I know that Chrissa Bug does have her own site and she's got her own Patreon, so something to look into. I'll put all the artists and stuff, all this information, I'll put it all in the description box below so that, if you want to kind of reference it later on down the line, it'll all be all there in the description box. So that was it for my journal. And then the last thing that I kind of picked up for the first time in like 10 plus years is cross stitching. And as you can see, I did like 2 lines. I literally just started. But Flossie Fox. So I found Flossie Fox from Katie Diamonds and Washi, where she did her diamond painting cross stitch along conversion, where it was like the dragon, the night dragon or frost dragon one, and each month she would get like an updated one. And I found Flossie Fox through that, and I really liked the pixel art. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look on Etsy and see what she's got, because I used to cross stitch. And I found 2 prints that I really liked. This is the first one, Home is Where the Books Are. So not a very large one. It should hopefully fit in about this size, maybe a little bit over. We'll see. And I had to order all of the floss online because my local craft stores didn't have every single color. And I figured if I was going to order a couple colors, I might as well order all of them so that they're all the same quality. And I got all of that. And then the next one that I ordered, oh, here is the image. So that's what it's gonna look like, all rendered. Really cute. I want to frame this and put it on my library. I plan on buying bookshelves sometime here soon, and I'd like to definitely have it, you know, all decked out with some cute stuff like this, maybe the Dragon and Books one. Yeah, that's kind of that's my thought process so far. And then like these are the colors. And as you can see, the DMC code, because that's where it originally originated from. And I think there was like 15 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 11. 11 colors, not even that much. But I have to kind of get back into the frame of mind when it comes to cross stitching. You really have to pay attention to where you are stitching. You can't really multitask as much. At least I can't right now. I have to do baby steps again. And I did get one other pattern, but I don't remember where I put it. If I find it, I'll put a picture in the video. So that's kind of what I've done, what I've accomplished so far in May. And now I'd like to show you my current works that I am working on for June. So hold on. All right, so this is my first whip. This is Teatime Spell by Chrisabug from Diamond Art Club. This one was first featured on Ashley Messy Girl Crafts channel as like her top 6 witch kits that she had. And as soon as I saw this image, I knew I had to have it. And I knew that if I was going to grab this image, I was going to go ahead and start a YouTube channel at the same time. Because at this point, I loved diamond painting. And I just wanted to share that with everybody. And this particular image really spoke to me. I liked more of the kind of watercolor effect, watercolor look to this particular one, especially when compared to Chrisabug's newer stuff. And this one is an archived out-of-stock kit that I was very, very fortunate enough to find in the D-Stash group. It was fully sealed. This is a round kit and it has 65 colors. And of the 65, it has 2 fairy dust drills, which we have some over, I believe, over here. I know we've got 3 ABs. The ABs are right here. We have these yellow pretty ABs, like some here. And then some of the fairy dust drills. Let's see if I could spy them. I had to kind of turn off my light because it was reflecting too much off of it. It's really, really sparkly. Let me show you guys how sparkly. Let's see here. You can kind of see, it really reflects off of it, but it's super, super sparkly. The camera really does not do it justice, but it's so pretty. Like all of this right here is fairy dust drills. That's super pretty. And then these yellow are ABs, the white here are ABs. Let's see if we have any other fairy dust so far. We do. They're more kind of like this grayish blue. I don't think it's this one. I think it's these ones right here, honestly. Let's see here. If we bring it up just a bit. They are, yes. You can kind of see. I can balance it. All right, so in the corner there we go. Yeah, those are the really pretty blue fairy dust drills. And then you've got those yellow ABs and the white ABs. Those are super pretty. So it's all in like the sky. and the trees so far. And then she's got some in her hat up here. Now, I started this May 30th, and today is June 3rd. So in just a few days, I've made this amount of progress, and that's because I've loved doing this kit. There we go. That way it's not reflecting. I've had so much fun working on it, and it's going super fast. This is one of Diamond Art Club's older kits, so it doesn't have perforated line paper, the film cover. It's just one massive piece. And originally I thought, okay, guess that means I gotta do the washi tape method. Honestly, all I've been doing is like grabbing a point like right here, peeling it back to like a window frame right here, using this as kind of like a natural sectioning, and just doing like sections at a time of like that large of sections, which is actually, let me find it, roughly about the size of a release paper. And as you can see, this is very crumpled because I rest my hand when I'm working on certain sections so that I don't use up the glue, make it less tacky. So yeah, this is one of two. So I also have another one of Chrisabug's works that I'm going to work on. I haven't started it yet. And it is this one, Sisters of Fate. And this one is actually going to be my entry into the Myths and Stars DP Along event, along with Bella Art de Nicole's like fantasy magical diamond art event. I'm doing this one. However, because I had my Teatime spell one kitted up already, I only have one storage. So I was waiting for a secondary storage to come in, and it came today. So I will finally be able to kit up Sisters of Fate. And this actually allows me to do something that I've been kind of pondering for a little bit, and that is working on 2 whips at the same time to kind of prevent burnout. Like I had a little bit of burnout with Dragon Artist. So to avoid that, I thought I would pick up another storage container set. That way I can at least have another whip that I can swap through if I feel like I'm getting burnt out or a little bit tired of working on the same image for a good amount of time. So this is Sisters of Fate by Chrisabug, and this is a smaller one. It's 20 by 31. To put it in perspective, the Teatime spell is, let's see here, $22 by 28. So this one's a little bit wider than Sisters of Fate, but Sisters of Fate is going to be longer than Teatime spell. But essentially they're pretty much the same amount of drills. But these are, yes, two of the diamond paintings that I'm really looking forward to doing. This one I'm already having a blast. This one I'm really looking forward to starting. This was one of the first 3 that I ordered from Diamond Art Club. And it was actually this image that prompted me to look into Diamond Art Club to begin with. And I just kind of want to point out, look at the art style of this one compared to this one, and how this one just seems a little bit softer, maybe a little bit more like watercolory compared to this one. They're both awesome images, but it's kind of neat to see the progression of Chrisabug's work over just even like a couple of years. And this is an artist that I just recently found and fell in love with her work. And she seems to be a popular artist for a reason. So, all right, well, that's kind of my May month in review. Couple things I want to point out. I started my channel May 2nd, and for some reason, I don't know why, 25 of you have subscribed. Thank you, I appreciate that. I was surprised to have gotten 1 subscriber, let alone 25 by the end of the month. So thank you, I really do appreciate that. I'm glad that you guys find the content entertaining. Hopefully it helps answer a couple questions that you had. Maybe you found yourself a new hidden gem like this one, or the Sisters of Fate one, or any of the others that I've unboxed or shown on my channel. I enjoy unboxing videos. I like seeing haul videos. Ashley is one of my favorite YouTubers because she does a lot of the haul videos. I don't know how she can afford it because they're pricey, but I have found quite a few favorites because of her videos. So if that's something that you guys enjoy, definitely check out her channel. And I mean, there's a ton of other wonderful diamond painting YouTubers out there. Katie, Diamonds and Washi. There's also Diamonds Are a Girl Best Friend, Diamonds and Dr. Pepper. Michaela, Renee, I mean, there's so many, and they're all wonderful to watch. So the fact that you have all of those options and you chose to watch mine, I appreciate that. So thank you very much. And I hope to be able to keep uploading videos and keep sharing my joy and showing my completions as they come, sharing any new updated hauls that I've got, sharing my updated journal, my reading journal, sharing some reading ideas with you guys, and hopefully more progress on cross stitching. We'll get back to that one. I forgot how much concentration that one requires. So thank you everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy the video, do hit that like button. And if you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you again, and have an awesome day. Bye.